we
Well, we
live,
live,
y'all.
y'all.
We
We
are
are
absolutely
absolutely
live.
live.
This is my
This is my
first time
first time
doing
doing
YouTube
YouTube
live.
live.
Usually I'll
Usually I'll
stream
stream
live from
live from
Twitch,
Twitch,
but
but
I don't
I
think
don't think
this is
this is
going
going
directly to
directly to
YouTube.
YouTube.
So
So
new to
new to
this, but
this,
we're
but we're
gonna
gonna
figure it
figure it
out.
out.
So,
So
man,
man,
we
we
got some
got some
big
big
news
news
yesterday.
yesterday.
Obviously,
Obviously,
with the
with the
Micah
Micah
trade.
trade,
Um,
um,
it
it
was
was
really a
really a
surprise, I
surprise.
think,
I
for
think for
me
me
and to a
and to
lot
a
of
lot of
people. They
people,
weren't
they weren't
really
really
expecting
expecting
Micah to
Micah to
get
get
traded
traded
to,
to,
I mean,
I
at
mean, at
all,
all,
but
but
then to
then
get
they get
traded to the
traded to the
Packers of
Packers
all
of all
teams,
teams,
the
the
team that
team
has
that has
knocked them
knocked
out of
them
the
out of the
playoffs
playoff
continuously
continuously
over the
over the
past,
past,
what, two,
what,
three
two, three
years?
years.
And
And
now,
now,
I mean,
I
as a
mean, as a
Cowboys fan,
Cowboys
you
fan,
got
you
to be
got to be
feeling
feeling
this, and
this,
you
and you
got to
got to
be
be
highly
highly
upset
upset
that you
that you
didn't get a
didn't get a
package
package
even
even
close to
close to
probably what
probably
you
what
should
you
have
should have
gotten
gotten
for a
for a
Michael
Michael
Parsons,
Parsons,
that type
that
of
type of
talent.
talent.
And
And
I
I
saw
saw
a
a
fellow
fellow
person that I
person that I
follow.
follow.
Shout out to
Shout out to
Simone with the
Simone with the
sports.
sports.
She
She
is
is
a
a
black
black
woman
woman
breaking into
breaking
the
into the
sports
sports
broadcasting
broadcasting
industry, and
industry,
she's
and
doing
she's
an
doing an
amazing
amazing
job
job
with
with
all that
all that
she's
she's
done
done
thus
thus
far. I
far. I
follow her
follow her
heavily. I
heavily. I
support
support
heavily. I
heavily.
want
I
her to
want her to
succeed.
succeed.
But
But
she
she
had
had
someone
someone
on,
on,
and
and
I think it
I
was a
think it was a
Falcons
Falcons
fan he
fan he
was, and
was, and
he was
he was
saying
saying
that
that
he
he
felt
felt
like
like
the
the
Falcons should
Falcons should
trade
trade
for him
for
because
him because
obviously
obviously
Micah did
Micah did
that
that
phone,
phone,
hit me on
hit
the
me on the
phone
phone
gesture,
gesture,
because I'm
because
trying
I'm
to get
trying to get
traded.
traded.
He
He
did
did
that. That
that.
went
That went
viral.
viral,
And
and
he was
he was
saying that
saying
two
that two
first
first
round
round
picks would
picks
be
would be
acceptable
acceptable
for,
for
Michael
Michael
Parsons.
Parsons.
And
And
a lot of
a lot of
people in her
people in her
comments
comments
and
and
her
her
herself
herself
question,
question
like,
like,
well, is
well, is
two
two
first
first
rounds too
rounds too
much?
much?
Like, that
Like
might
that
be a
might be
little
a
too
little too
much.
much.
I thought it
I
was
thought
too
it was too
little,
little.
for
For
someone like
someone
Michael
like Michael
Parsons. I
Parsons, I
know
know
that
that
today's trade
today's trade
market is
market is
different than it
different than it
was
was
30
30
years
years
ago.
ago.
But
But
I mean,
I mean,
still,
still,
like,
like
you get
you
to
get to
decide
decide
how
how
much you
much
want to
you want
trade
to
a
trade a
player
player
for
for
because you
because
have
you
the
have the
rights to
rights
that
to that
player.
player.
So
So
somebody
somebody
else
else
might not
might
have
not have
gotten as
gotten
much
as
as
much
they
as they
should
should
have
have
in a
in a
trade, but
trade,
that
but
doesn't
that
set
doesn't
the
set the
precedent
precedent
for
for
my
my
market. If
market. If
I
I
am the
am the
GM or
GM
the
or the
CEO
CEO
that
that
owns the
owns the
player,
player,
his
his
rights
rights
anyway.
anyway.
So,
So
yeah, I
yeah, I
think
think
Jerry
Jerry
definitely should have
definitely
went
should
a
have went
lot
a lot
higher than
higher
what
than
he
what he
actually
actually
got.
got.
And he
And he
probably could
probably
have
could
got a
have got
lot
a lot
higher.
higher.
He could have
He
got
could
a
have got a
king's
king's
ransom if
ransom if
he would
he
have,
would have,
you
you
know,
know,
looked to
looked to
trade
trade
Michael
Micah
before the
before the
draft.
draft.
That's
That's
usually the
usually
type
the
of
type
time
of
that
time
you want
that
to
you want to
trade a
trade a
player.
player.
Obviously, at
Obviously,
that
at that
time, they
time,
didn't
they
think
didn't
that
think
that
that
was
that
even a
was even a
possibility.
possibility.
With
With
Jerry's,
Jerry's,
story
story
saying that
saying that
he
he
thought they
thought
had a
they had a
handshake
handshake
trade
trade
deal
deal
back
back
months
months
ago.
ago.
Excuse me one
Excuse me
second.
one
Let me
second. Let
open
me open
this.
this.
So
So
he
he
thought that
thought
they
that
had
they
a
had a
trade
trade
done
done
a long
a
time
long time
ago.
ago.
That's not the
That's not the
case.
case.
So,
So
I
I
mean,
mean,
we have a
we have a
lot
lot
to.
to.
What does
What
this
does this
mean
mean
for the
for the
future
future
now that
now
it's
that it's
done, now
done,
that
now
the
that the
shock
shock
value is
value is
over?
over?
What does it
What does
mean
it
for the
mean for the
Packers,
Packers,
realistically?
realistically?
Are they
Are they
Super Bowl
Super Bowl
contenders?
contenders?
I think
I
they
think they
are.
are.
I think
I
this
think this
moves them
moves them
into
into
the
the
probably the
probably the
top
top
three
three
teams in the
teams in the
NFC.
NFC.
I mean,
I
you
mean, you
got
got
Eagles,
Eagles,
Lions,
Lions,
and then
and then
after
after
that, you would
that, you would
probably
probably
say
say
Vikings,
Vikings,
Packers.
Packers.
Um,
Um,
I don't
I
think
don't think
anybody
anybody
really
really
thought the
thought the
Cowboys were
Cowboys
Super
were
Bowl
Super Bowl
contenders,
contenders, but
even when
even
they
when
did
they
have
did have
Micah.
Micah,
Washington,
Washington,
people
people
probably have
probably
them
have
up
them up
there.
there.
And trying to
And trying
think
to
in the
think in the
NFC
NFC
West, the
West, the
Rams.
Rams.
The
The
Rams is
Rams is
also
also
a
a
contender.
contender.
The 49ers
49ers
probably not
probably
so
not
much
so much
anymore,
anymore,
even though
even
they
though
will
there will
be
be
a.
a.
I think they
I think
can
they
be in
can
a 11 win team, a 10 11 win team. So
So
those are
those are
probably the
probably
main
the main
contenders.
contenders.
And I
And I
think you
think
would
you would
probably put
probably
the
put the
Packers
Packers
above
above
most of
most
those
of those
teams
teams
now.
now.
Outside of the
Outside of the
Eagles and the
Eagles and the
Lions, I
Lions,
think
I
the
think the
Packers
Packers
The Vikings is just a question mark just because we don't know how JJ is going to play, considering that this is really his rookie year. Even though it's his second year in the league, this is really his rookie year getting the time as the full-time starter. So it's probably going to be the Packers at in that top 3 spot with Micah, and we'll see how he's utilized, how he fits. I think Micah can dominate in just about any defensive scheme. Just let him go. But I mean, that's worth it. You know what I mean? If you can supersede your own divisional, your divisional rivals in the Lions and the Vikings, this puts them right up there. You know what I mean? We don't know how the Lions are going to look. We know how dominant they did look last year, and this was with all those injuries they had on the defensive side. I don't know how many exactly they had, but I know it was. I think it was close to double digits. Where you're talking about Aiden Hutchinson. Their whole defensive front seven seemed to have gotten decimated. They had a lot of injuries last year, and then they had injuries to backups who filled in for the starter. They got injured, and now you're getting guys off the street. So it's the Lions are going to be tough. They're going to be tough in general. And they got players getting better. J-Mo is becoming a better receiver. I mean, he really was a steal. If they could just get him his act together, him grow in maturity, which it seems like is happening. We know his talent on the field, and he's one of the fastest players on the field. I mean, he has like I don't want to say Randy Moss, but he has a Randy Moss build with Randy Moss speed. So I think if he worked hard enough, I think he could be that type of player for real. I genuinely do. I know that sounds crazy right now. But if J-Mo really focused, locked in, like really sold himself to football and made that the precedent of his life, obviously you want to include God, but if he just really focused on that and got whatever help he might need, who knows? I don't know his story, but us as black men, we struggle with a lot of trauma mentally, and that kind of holds us back from, I think, our potential in a lot of ways. If J-Mo really focused on football, I think he could have a Randy Moss type of season and career if he really like stuck to it for years on end. He has a really talented quarterback in Jared Goff who's going to get him the ball. He has another receiver who, probably one of the best hands in the league. He's very fast. He's strong when he gets the ball in his hands. And Amon-Ra St. Brown is who I'm mentioning. They could be a dynamic force at the wide receiver position. And they have other guys too. Sam Laporta is really good. So, and then obviously the backfield, Jahmyr Gibbs, Montgomery. This is a huge season for the Lions. I know I'm kind of bouncing all over the place because we were talking about the Packers, but it's going to be a huge season for the Lions, considering that they really are knocking on that door. They probably should have made the Super Bowl last year. Let's be real. That was the team that I was the most intimidated by as an Eagles fan is the Lions. Knowing how electric they are on offense, how dominant they are on defense. I mean, Aiden Hutchinson is to me. Aiden Hutchinson is a top 5 pass rusher in the league today. Like when I watch him play, the stats haven't proved that yet. But when I see him play, Max Crosby, he's in that type of mode. Joey Bosa, not Joey Bosa, but Nick Bosa in his prime, which Nick's still really good. He might still be in his prime, but he's had some injuries too. But him at his best is what I mean. Like Aiden Hutchinson has that type of potential and pass rush power. So I think the Lions is the team to look out for this year. I mean, I don't think the injury bug is going to hit them like it did last year. And all last year did was made them more hungry. So I think they're the team to watch. And since we are already live, man, and since this is already going on YouTube, I might as well go ahead and do this. I'm going to go ahead and point out who I think are going to make the Super Bowl right now. and this is probably sacrilegious considering that I'm an Eagles fan and you got the AJ Brown jersey in the back. Now, obviously, I want us to go back to back, but I also know how hard that is in the league. It's hard to go back to back. Like, it's really tough. And when you talk about me as an Eagles fan, I think we got the talent. I think we have the pedigree. I think we have the leadership in Jalen and Nolan Smith, Jalen Carter, that defense. I think we're gonna miss BG. But Lane, all those guys, Barkley. I think we got the leadership. But the Lions are going to be our toughest challenge when it comes to the NFC, and I think the Lions are going to represent the NFC this year. I think they're going to be the team to make the Super Bowl. I don't know when the last time they made it, but I think I'm going to pick them to win the NFC. And for the AFC, I'm going to go with the Ravens. I think the Ravens are going to make it this year. I think this is going to be the year they make it. Obviously, the Chiefs and the Bills are their biggest challenge, and it just depends on who they run into. They might run into both. But I think this year, it has to be the year for them, too. This is a big year for them, man. This is a big year. Oh, it has an echo. Oh, thank you, buddy, man. I appreciate that. I knew I heard an echo, but yeah, I need to get that handled, and I appreciate y'all letting me know. Hold on, let me see something. Test. Let me see if y'all hear echo now. Do y'all hear echo now? Let me know if y'all hear echo. Cause I hear myself obviously in the microphone, but what about now? Probably no echo now. I don't know, but anyway, yeah, I think that the Lions are going to represent the NFC, and then we got the Ravens representing the AFC. I don't really see. It's going to be tough, obviously, and anything could happen. A penalty, a drop pass, as we saw Mark Andrews from last year. But I'm going with the Lions and the Ravens to be the Super Bowl, and I would love to see that Super Bowl. That would be an amazing Super Bowl for real. I fixed the echo. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah. Because I didn't know what was going on. But, yeah, I'm going to go with the Lions and the Ravens to represent the AFC. Let me know what you think. Bourbon Tribe, appreciate the comments. Let me know what you think about who you think is going to represent the Super Bowl. Obviously, you here because you love football. But, yeah, to go back to the Packers, what it means for them, I think that they could give the Lions a challenge, but I don't think they're going to make it to the Super Bowl in their first year. I just think Jordan Love, he does a pretty poor job of ball control and decision making. When to take the short pass rather than the long pass, making checks pre-snap reads at the line of scrimmage. Like, how are you with that? How are you with the mental aspect of the game? How are you with decision making when you're under pressure? Should I try to force this ball in this tight window, or should I just throw it away? Those type of decisions are what's going to make the difference between the Packers making the Super Bowl and not making the Super Bowl, and winning the Super Bowl or not winning the Super Bowl. It's really on his shoulders. He's the person that touches the ball every game. I think they probably should run through Jacobs some more and run some more play action, but Jordan Love is so talented. I mean, physically, his arm talent and the throws that he makes, he's, I think, talent-wise, like one of the best quarterbacks. Like, his throws, not many quarterbacks can make those throws. He's kind of like Stafford in a sense of has a ton of arm talent, tough as nails. He takes the hits. He stands in the pocket. He takes those hits. But he just got to grow in maturity in terms of his decision making and when not to, try to make that throw, that game winning throw, or really highly contested throw that he can make. But should he do it considering the situation? So, oh, Tony, what's up, man? Yeah, I remember you are a Packers fan for sure. Rashawn Gary on one side, Parks on the other side. Yeah, that's gonna be real. Jair Alexander and signed Parsons. Got rid of 30-year-old Kenny Clark. Yep. Who had one sack last year. He did. He had one sack. I looked that up yesterday. He only had one sack. Made these moves 100 times. Yeah. And, I mean, I think y'all did the right thing. I think y'all got a steal for real because the trade package, 2 first-round picks, obviously those are going to be late in the first round. Those aren't going to be top 10 first-round picks. Like, even without Parsons, the Packers are pretty good. So, with him, y'all should be in a deep playoff run, on a deep playoff run. Yep, Jair, I think that's what I was looking, and probably the thing that most concerns me about the Packers is their secondary. They don't have, like, proven corners either at the 1 or 2 spot, but they must be decent because the defensive coordinator trusts them to hold it down on the wide receiver 1 and wide receiver 2. And they got to guard Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison. They got to guard Amon-Ra St. Brown and Jamison Williams. And then they got to guard Roma Duze, and they had to guard Keenan Allen last year. But DJ Moore. Yeah, DJ Moore. So, I mean, that's probably the toughest lineup of division wide receiver cores that you got to face when you talk about those receivers. They don't get a day off. Like, they really don't. In their division, it's never going to be cake for them. So, their secondary must be decent. Hopefully it is. It's going to have to be because they don't need him to be dominant. They don't need him to be shut down. They just need him to hold for a few seconds now, especially with Parsons and Gary on the edge. They're going to be tough. And what a great move by, is it Gutekunst or whatever his name is, the Packers GM. Great move by him and great foresight to be able to say, hey, it's the beginning of the season. We're going to save enough cap room to ensure that we have the ability to sign a major player, a game-changing player like Micah Parsons, because they could have spent money elsewhere. Very smart move by them. I think the Falcons should have, made a harder push if they didn't. Like, realistically, they need pass rushers bad. And they need somebody like Micah Parsons who can be a game changer. And I'm sure that the draft picks in terms of value and capital would mean a lot more to the Cowboys if they got them from the Falcons rather than they got them from the Packers. So, yeah, man, it's going to be interesting to see what happens. We didn't have Alexander pretty much all year last year, and our D was solid down the stretch. Don't forget Z McKinney in the backfield either. Yeah. McKinney is nice. I mean, but he's a safety. I'm not expecting him to be able to cover, the entire field. No one person can do that. But, yeah, he's nice. But you gotta have a top corner in today's game. Like, you gotta have a guy who makes sure that the CeeDee Lambs, the Justin Jeffersons, the Jamar Chase, the A.J. Browns, like, they don't light you up for 150. Like, you got to make sure of that. And if you have a really talented team, you got to have double coverage. You got to have extra help over the top. So that means that it's a lighter box, meaning that the run game is more effective. So you would like to have a corner that you could trust to say, hey, for 80% of this game, A.J. Brown is yours. CeeDee Lamb is yours. Justin Jefferson is yours. That way, you can funnel the rest of your defense focusing on a run game if your opposing team has that, or a scrambling quarterback like Jalen Hurts or a Lamar Jackson, where you can have that extra help. So, yeah, I think it's going to be a great season for Packers fans, but not too much because we beating their ass when it comes to when the Eagles see them. Oh, yeah, we giving it. I'm sorry, Tony, but y'all going to have to take this ass whooping because I think last year we showed them mercy, but this year we ain't showing them no mercy. Like, what they did to try to get our play that we run well, and it's sorry that y'all can't run it well, or no other team in the NFL can run it that well, but we can, and that's not our fault. You got to get the squats up. Your quarterback got to get the squats up. So I don't know what it is. Is it jealousy? Is it envy? I don't know, but they try to shut our play out. They try to do it sneaky too. Like at first it was anonymous. We didn't know what team put that in there to say that they wanted to get it banned. It's a quarterback sneak. Like it's a quarterback sneak. Everybody else can run this play if they want to. It's just not as effective. So yeah, I expect us to beat them by like 2 touchdowns at least. Like we gonna bury them, put them in the dirt. If Saquon has an opportunity to run it for 80 or 60, he not gonna slow down and stop or run out of bounds. I think he did that game. I can't remember which game it was, but one of them games he could have went ahead and scored, and he decided not to, just out of sportsmanship, which I respect too. But yeah, man, this was fun. I'm gonna do this again soon. I just want to make this short because I don't want to make my videos too long, but it's great chatting, getting some stuff out there, getting some thoughts off about, you know, what's going to happen in terms of the Packers, so my expectations for them. As far as the Cowboys, I don't even think they're going to make the playoffs. Like, I think mentally this destroys their morale as a team. Like, obviously, Micah had a lot of love over there, like, in terms of his teammates. His teammates loved him. They love playing with him, obviously. He seems like a fun-loving guy, seems like a guy that you want in your locker room, and he's dominant. He makes the game easier for everybody on that defense and the offense, too. You know, he creates turnovers. He creates negative plays. He wrecks games. So this hurts Dak, too. So I don't think this is going to be a good thing for the Cowboys. Like, and you got a first-year coach. And you trade his best player. Like, Jerry's not setting them up for success at all. Like, if they go 6-11 this year, 7-10, which is really, I would say the Cowboys was probably like a 10-win team before the Micah trade. Because you got to play Washington twice, you got to play the Eagles twice, and the Giants is no cakewalk. Like, people think the Giants is going to be easy in our division. It's not. I'm telling you that right now. Like, I actually think the Giants is going to take a 2 or 3 game improvement leap this year in terms of their win-loss. Like, it's not going to be cake for every team to just beat them. You got Malik Neighbors going into his second year. Jackson Dart looks really good. He looks really good. I'm not going to lie. Like, to me, in terms of tape and what I've seen, Jackson Dart actually might well, Cam Ward is up there too. But Jackson Dart looks really good. I'm going to just say that. Like, maybe top 3 out of the rookie quarterbacks that I've seen play, Jackson Dart's tape looked really good. I think I got high hopes for the Giants, and I'm not trying to boost them too much if you're a Giants fan. I'm not trying to set you up for failure, but I do think you should be excited about Jackson Dart and even Russ. Like, Russ is going to start. I don't remember who they had playing quarterback last year, but whoever it was, they weren't better than Russ, and they weren't better than Jackson Dart probably is today. So I think they had Tommy DeVito throwing Malik the ball, or a few people. I don't remember, but was it Daniel Jones? I think it was Daniel Jones. Yeah. He lost his job, so I would take Jackson Dart over Daniel Jones today. I would. He looked really good, and I know it's preseason, and I know it's early on and stuff. I get all that, but he looked good. So I think the Giants are not going to be an easy team for the Cowboys to beat. The Eagles certainly are not going to be easy. We're going to wreck them in the first game of the week. Like, week 1, we're wrecking them. It might be a blowout. The game might be over at, like, the third quarter. Before we even get to the fourth quarter, the game might be already over. I think it's going to be that bad. Like, and I'm very interested to see how Adoree Jackson holds up against or Bennett. We might put Bennett out there, Jacorian Bennett, but Adoree is the starter for now. So I'm interested to see how he's gonna hold up against either CeeDee Lamb or George Pickens. Like that's gonna be interesting to see. Like, are they gonna get ripped apart? Are they gonna get ate up? Now we don't play a lot of man coverage, so it's gonna be a lot of zone, and Dak can rip up a zone. He really can. So I'm gonna be really eyeing Adoree Jackson, the CB2 spot. I'm gonna be eyeing that to see what happens and how they hold up. And I understand this week 1 is still early; they're learning the system, but I need to see something. Yeah, I mean that's it for now, man. I think we're gonna wrap this up. Um, I'll probably do another one of these soon, either later today, but I just don't want to make this too long. This is the Unpopular Opinion Sports Podcast. I appreciate y'all tuning in. There's more to come. There's more to come. So